I want to show you something that I've never really shown anyone outside of my own family. This is a chart of my retirement account. 11 years of it, 2015 to 2025. Just watch the line with me for a second. 2015, straight out of the gate, down 9%. Then in 16, up 19. 2017, up 23. Then in 2018, down 10. 2019, up 25. 2020, in the middle of everything, up 23%. In 21, up 17. And then in 22, down 17. A year of my life gone backwards. Now here's the thing. Over those 11 years, that account actually did fine. It averages about what the market averages. The market did its job. So for the longest time, I thought I was doing anything else right. But I want to tell you that exact moment I realized I wasn't really investing at all. I was just holding on. I've been investing since 2006, almost 20 years. And for most of that time, I was what I now call the customer. Let me explain what I mean. Because once you see it, you just simply can't unsee it. When you put your money in a savings account, you're the customer. The bank pays you almost nothing, takes your money and lends it right back out as a mortgage at several times what they pay you. You did the saving, they did the banking. When you put money in the market, like my 401k, you're the customer there too. You hand it over and you hope. And when 2022 takes 17% off the top, there's nothing you can do but sit there and feel it. I was a passenger in a car somebody else was driving. And the market doesn't care that you might be there 3 years from needing that money. So I did what a lot of people do. I thought, fine, I'll just go and buy real estate. Something real. Something I can control. So I bought rentals. And what I actually bought was a second job. Those early years were cash negative. I'm writing checks every month to own these things. I had management that was either absent or underpaid and undermotivated, so half the time I'm doing it myself anyway. I owned a property in a state I didn't even live in, trying to run it from my phone at a dinner table while my food went cold. The 11 p.m. phone calls, the vacancy months, the contractor who ghosted me halfway through a repair and just leave the bathroom in pieces. That's not passive income. That's a job with worse hours. And I'll be more honest than that. I try to go passive the smart way too. I put money into real estate syndications, the kind where you're supposed to be hands off and just collect. One of them turned out to be a scam. I lost the money that I worked so hard for, and I had zero control to do anything about it. Because the whole point of passive was that I'd handed over the wheel. Now, to be fair, I've been in good passive deals since, with good people. But even in the good ones, if I don't like a decision, my only option was hope. Are you seeing the pattern? Savings, the market, rentals, syndications, different rooms, but the same seat. In every one of them, I was the customer. So a few years ago, I started asking a different question. Not where do I put my money, but who's actually getting paid here? And how do I become that person? An answer, almost every time, was the same. The lender. The one holding the loan. When you buy a house with a mortgage, somebody owns that loan. Every month the homeowner makes a payment, that money goes to whoever owns the note. The paperwork behind the loan. For most of history, that somebody was a bank or a big institution. That was the seat that you weren't allowed to sit in. Now here's what I've learned. You can buy that seat. You can buy the note. And when you do, you're not the landlord. You don't own the house. You're not fixing the toilet. You don't sign up for 11 p.m. phone calls. You own the loan. The homeowner owns the house. He lives in it, he maintains it, insures it, and pays you. You're the bank. And it's secured. The note is backed by a first lien position on that same property. That's a structural fact. It's the same protection a bank has. If everything goes right, you collect the payments. If something goes wrong, you're not at the back of the line. You're the first position on a real house. Let me give you a feel for the shape of one of these. And I want to be clear, this is just an example to show you how it works. Not a promise of any return. And you should always run your own numbers with your own advisor. Say there's a homeowner who's been paying reliably, and the balance they still owe, what we call the unpaid principal balance, is around $82,000. Now, a steady performing note like that really sells at some discount. It's a good asset, so it might trade about 5 to 10% below the balance. So you could pick it up for somewhere around $74,000. And from that day forward, the monthly payment that used to go to the bank now comes to you instead. You become the bank on that house. That's the whole move. And the part that I love most is I have notes on houses in states that I've never set foot in. I've never driven past them, and I don't want to. The payment shows up the same way every month, whether I'm home, on holiday, or asleep. That is what passive was supposed to mean the entire time. Now, it is not magic. No, you have to know how to read a note. The borrower's payment history, the property behind it, who's servicing the loan. You can buy a bad one if you don't know what you're looking at. But that's a skill that you can learn. It is not a second job that you can't escape. And that difference is everything. So if something is clicking for you, here are 3 ways that people actually step into this, because there's a door for wherever you are right now. The first is for the person who wants to learn it and do their first one with someone in their corner. That's our Quiet Wealth Income Builder program. And it starts with a free 5-day challenge where I walk you through the whole thing. 1 short video and 1 small action a day. And it can take you all the way to your first note with guidance. You learn it, you own it, you control it. The second is for the person who says, Mario, I love this, but I genuinely do not have the time. I just want it done. That's investing passively with us. We do the work, you earn a piece of the income. And that's open to folks here in the US as well as outside, including our Canadian friends. And then the third is for the person who wants the whole thing themselves. Full ownership, full control, and just wants a guide so they don't step on a landmine. That's buying your first note with our help. There are 3 seats, all of them on the bank side of the desk. The only wrong move is staying a customer because nobody have ever showed you on the other chair. If you've been with me on this channel for a while, thank you, genuinely. You already know I'm not going to sell you a dream or promise you a number. I'm going to show you the mechanics and let you decide. That's the deal between us, and I take it seriously. And if this is the first video of mine that you've ever watched, welcome. Don't take my word for it. Go look, ask hard questions. And if you want the simplest place to start, the free 5-day challenge link is right below this video. 5 days, no cost, no obligation. And at the end of it, you'll understand the way of building income that used to be reserved just for banks. But before you go, I want to hear from you. Tell me your story in the comments. Which seat have you been sitting in? The saver earning nothing? The landlord who bought a second job? The investor riding a chart you can't control? Tell me where you are right now, because I read these, I respond, and honestly, your story might be inspiring the next video. I'll see you in the comments.